It's 9 a.m. We are in the Commissioner's Courtroom at Rance County Courthouse. I call this meeting to order. Please join me with the invocation that Commissioner Dupnick is going to give.
Tells us your mercies are new every morning. And especially this week, Father, you've been merciful to us in that we missed the storm. We ask that you be with those who are the counties where they've experienced Beryl in the last few days, Father. They've gone through a lot. They're really struggling. Just be with them, comfort them. As we take time to take county business right now, Lord, I just ask that you be with us, that you guide us, that you lead us in our business, that we all have open minds, cool heads, and are respectful of one another. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Please join me at the pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right. Roll call.
Commissioner Cheney,
Here.
Commissioner Casterline,
Here.
Commissioner Russo,
Here.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Here.
and Judge Goddessa.
Here. Do we have any citizens to be heard? Anybody sign up? Madam Clerk?
No, sir.
All right. We have no presentations and proclamations. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
and Judge Goddessa.
Aye. That passes. Before I move forward, I want to go ahead and strike item number 7 from the agenda. All right, we'll move on to item number 5.
I move to acknowledge and accept a recognition award from Best Friends Animal Society that Aransas County Animal Care Services reached and maintained a no-kill rate above 90% in 2023.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. Morton.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm Caitlin Frazier, Director of Aransas County Animal Care Services, and it is my privilege to stand before you today on behalf of Aransas County Animal Care. I wanted to extend a warm welcome to each of you and express my deepest gratitude for joining us as we celebrate a significant milestone in our journey, a journey that would have not been possible without the unwavering support of our incredible community and dedicated rescue partners. When I think about what it means to be a no-kill shelter, I'm reminded of the many ways that could seem impossible to get there. How could a county entity ever be considered a no-kill? I've learned that a community and rescue partners have a huge impact once working together. This achievement is a testament to the countless hours of hard work, compassion, generosity poured into our shelter by each of you. Together, I want to take a moment and to recognize Another Chance RFT, Humane Society of Rockport Fulton, Cattails Rescue, Judge Garza, Commissioners of Aransas County, and the vast amount of volunteers, fosters, donors, and adopters who have stood by us every step of the way. Your dedication and support have been invaluable and deeply appreciated. Being a no-kill shelter is not just about statistics or numbers. It's about creating a compassionate community where every animal has a chance to be happy and in a loving home. It's about upholding or share values and kindness and empathy towards all creatures. As we reflect our achievements today, I urge each of you to continue supporting us in whatever way you can, whether it's volunteering your time, donating resources, or simply spreading the word about our mission. Your continued support is vital to our success. Together, we have achieved so much, but our journey does not end here. Let us continue to work together hand in hand to build a brighter future for our animals and our care and inspire others to join our cause as well. Thank you once again for your unwavering support, compassion, and the belief in our mission. Together, we make a difference one life at a time.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, let's go and vote
Okay.
and then we'll.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
and Judge Gladys.
Aye, passes. Hey, ladies, y'all come on up and let's get a picture.
Good timing, Mike.
He was just waiting in the hallway. He's listening.
Good morning.
Right, where you can see it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you for your hard work. All right, item number 6.
I move to approve order 013-2024, an order setting the 2025 sheriff constable fees with no changes from the 2024 fees.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
I just have a question for the sheriff. Yes. I'm wondering, do these rates reflect what the actual cost to our county is to provide these services?
For the most part, yes, ma'am. It more than covers the cost. A lot of these are served on a first attempt. I think probably the base or minimum fee is, I'm going to say $100 or $125 per service. Some do take multiple trips, but that's something that I've asked my officer to start tracking, is how many trips we do make to serve some of these. After a third trip, you can apply for an alternate service and post it or mail it or do something other than personal service. But for the most part, it's a sufficient fee to cover our costs. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And then under the boarding and feeding fees for large animals, is that a realistic number? Do we have any leeway in what we charge?
You do. We haven't, I don't think in the last year that we boarded any large animals, but
Okay.
the year before last, we did have some horses. We've had some goats. But most of them are short term, less than a week or in that
Okay,
time frame. People pick them up.
all right. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Gladys.
Aye, passes. All right, struck number 7. Item number 8.
I move to approve appointing Mr. David J. Reed, PE, and Mr. Darrell Siebert, PE, as the primary and alternate representatives for Aransas County respectively to the Stormwater Management Technical Committee, established by joint resolution adopted by the city of Rockport, town of Fulton, Aransas County, the Aransas County Navigation District, and the city of Aransas Pass, to foster unity, cooperation in developing and executing drainage projects for the benefit of Aransas County residents.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Sounds like a no-brainer. All right.
They willing to accept?
Have we introduced Mr. Seibert? We'll do that at the end.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, yeah.
So we are fortunate to have a new assistant county engineer, and first week he gets through a hurricane and he thinks he's good now. So this is
Right.
Daryl Seibert.
Morning. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Seibert.
Glad to have you here.
It's, I feel it's a blessing to be living now in Aransas County and working for the residents of Aransas County. Look forward to what lies ahead.
Good. Good
Perfect.
to have you here.
Good department. Good luck and best to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Gladys.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Item number 9.
I move to approve a policy to use portions of county right of way to create wildlife habitat as approved by the county engineer.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Reed, good morning.
Okay, so several months ago, I was having a conversation with Charlie Belair, and we came up with a plan to do a test to see if we can transplant
David, get a little closer to the mic. I can't hear you.
transplant native grasses in the county right of way. And the idea was it could reduce the maintenance of the right of way and provide habitat for critters out there, and also offer some aesthetics little flowers here and there, kind of like probably not as nice as the blue bonnets on the highway, but kind of that was the idea of it. And so we did this at what used to be the big curve at Rattlesnake Point Road. And we also had some oak trees that are hanging in there. But the grasses seem to be good. So we wanted to kind of expand on that and kind of limit in some areas where we were going to mow and continue transplanting the grasses and try to create something a little better than just, bare right away.
What kind of, any additional expense?
Not really, it might save some money from not having to mow.
I have a little question that since and I asked you this, since we created that curve and we've taken it away, wouldn't it be proper to us to give the land that we got from the adjoining property owner back to him? Because when that curve was created, if you look at the fences on that corner, the county got property from the property owner right by it.
They did. And that was long before I was here. I don't know if the county actually paid for that land. I doubt they condemned it. I don't know.
I think that ought to be something that we look at in that particular place that
But-
we ought to give the property back to the property owner that we got.
Or sell it back to them. I mean, like I said, I don't know how that right away was attained. It was long before me. I don't know if you were here on the court then or not. Probably not. Jerry Brendrett probably knows.
Yeah.
But that's really kind of beside the point as far as the agenda item.
Well, I want to thank Charlie Belair for bringing this to David. I know that he also came up with the idea of putting natural plants around that cultural interface sculpture
Right.
that is right by Little Bay, and that is working very nicely. And doing this and creating wildlife habitat is something we need to think about. So thank you, Charlie, and thanks, David, for working with him on this.
I agree with that. Charlie met me out there at the Rattlesnake Point Road and showed me what was going on, and then also at the sculpture. And it really was, you can see long-term, it's going to be very
Yeah.
impressive because it'll be a natural area, which we're losing, quite easily around here nowadays. So I think it's a great idea.
I think that it should be in anything that we do, we need to keep that in the back of our mind. That is there something that we can do to keep it look natural or, and I don't mean just grown up, but I mean, make it very appropriate to that area. I think that's a real good idea. That needs to just become part of our process.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
David.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Garza.
Aye, it passes 4-1. Item number 10.
I move to approve change order number 4 for construction contract for East Linden in the county's general land office community development block grant disaster relief contract number 250-065-098-C270 with Gerke Excavating. This change order is for additional metal beam guardrail work, $10,681. Additional chain link fence, $3,000, and an additional 35 days in contract time.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Let's read.
Okay, so this is, the finishing up this project. The metal beam guardrail is the last item that they have to do. We also wanted to add some chain link fence between where our ditch was and the park. It seemed like a safety thing, and so we are trying to use up all our available grant money, and we're getting pretty close to it.
Okay. Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Garza.
Aye, passes 5-0. Item number 11.
I move to approve authorizing the county judge to sign a ground lease with Billy Burke for approximately 18,000 square feet of space at the airport for a term of 1 year with 4 additional 1-year lease options. 1-year options at a cost of $0.16666 per square foot per annum with an approximate 5.75% annual increase. Year one, $250 monthly, which will be $3,000 annually. Year two, $265 monthly, equates to $3,180 annually. Year three, $280 monthly, equates to $3,360 annually. Year four, $295 monthly, equates to $3,540 annually. Year five, $310 monthly, equates to $3,720 annually.
I'll second that.
Got a motion, a second. Morning.
Good morning.
Gear.
This particular piece of land is on Airport Road at Wishart. And I believe Mr. Burke lives on Wishart Road. He asked if we'd be willing to lease him some land for essentially what equates to a laydown yard for his equipment and material. I think he owns a septic company. And this particular spot has a gate on it. It's right across from Wishart in the animal control area, in the transfer station, but it has its own gate. It's not an electric gate. It's a manual rolled gate. And when they did the runway rehab in 2006, 2007, it was a place where they stored the milled material. So it's kind of packed, and it is ultimately it's just kind of a lay down yard on the airport. It's protected by the fence from the road, but ultimately I'd need Mr. Burke, and he's agreed to put up a fence on the inside to keep his workers or anybody from just kind of wandering where they shouldn't be.
So it's inside the airport fence? The
Yes, sir.
Chain link fence,
Mhm.
not,
Well, it's inside the game fence. Yes, sir.
Where the lay down and assembly area was there for Harvey, is that what you're talking?
No, sir. It's literally right at the Wishart and Airport Road intersection across Wishart on the airport property side.
isn't there a place right in there that is outside of the game fence?
No, sir. Well, there is a little bit of the easement, I guess, for Airport Road. Not much. When you get down further on Airport Road toward 1781, the airport fence diverges away from Airport Road more. The fence takes more of a straight line to 1781, and Airport Road takes more of a diagonal line down to the intersection. And so it does widen the distance between the road and our airport game fence down there. But then we have the old closed runway out there. That was the lay down for Harvey. The debris
Yeah,
site.
that's what I say. To me, it seems like there's enough property outside the game fence.
Not,
That would be a more appropriate place to have somebody else coming in and out of a gate.
well, like I said, he'd be responsible for opening and closing the gate, but then he's going to fence his operation in so that there's no way that anybody could just walk through the gate and get out. But like I said, you're right. We probably could do it down by the lay down area or the debris collection site, but then I wouldn't want to impede that if we ever needed it.
Since that's part of the airport property, do we have to have approval of the state to do that?
Not really. It's we can decide what is the highest and best use. Plus, it's temporary. He's not putting any permanent structures in, and it's a 1-year lease with us, and with us having the option to renew.
Okay.
Adela, have you seen the contract or agreement? Okay.
Oh, I thought. I'm sorry. I thought that she had. You hadn't seen it for the Billy Burke lease.
Who drew it up?
I did. I used a template that I have, and I sent it over. I thought you had it. I'm sorry.
Did you send it to the county attorney's office?
I did.
So you did send it. It
Yes,
just
ma'am.
hasn't been reviewed yet.
No, it's been about 3 weeks. When our last airport board meeting, right after that, I sent it.
Well, I think if we approve it, then this needs to be conditional to the county attorney's office.
I don't have a problem with that.
Approving it.
Okay.
And to be clear, there is we'll say a clause, if we need that space, we can terminate the lease.
After 1 year,
After 1
yes,
year,
sir.
right.
We're in it for 1 year, no matter what.
Because if we do what Commissioner Castleline says, make it dependent upon the approval of the county attorney, shouldn't we just table it and do it next time? And that way you'll have the approval or disapproval. It'd be rather embarrassing if it came up and suddenly the county attorney didn't approve it.
I can amend my motion to add that
I
But-
would just,
that's
I would just recommend that we table it until the next meeting.
If
Right.
we can be sure that it'll be ready for us to vote on by the next
Right,
meeting, because I thought we were working with the county attorney that if we sent them something
Yeah.
3 or 4 days prior to a meeting, we could be guaranteed it would be reviewed. And I know that we had the storm, but if you sent it 3 weeks ago, that's certainly timely.
I was
We can
concerned
verify
about
all
the
this.
inside fence, that it matches like our game fence. It's not just a little,
No, I told him it'd need to be a 6 foot high.
Oh, okay.
And it's the ground out there is actually packed asphalt, so it's not easy to get in, but he looked at it. He can put posts in and would take care of all that. He asked if he could have a storage building there to keep other materials in, but it's about 18,000 square feet. It's a pretty good sized chunk, but it's not making us any money right now. That's the only reason that I was,
Right.
bringing it to your attention.
Uh,
And the
You-
airport advisory board did look at it and they okayed it.
I don't mind having it in there, but we're trying to move to where if somebody comes to us, a contract that the county attorney has had time to review it. And whether she had time and didn't review it or what, the issue is the county attorney has not reviewed it.
Yeah,
And
but
so-
I have no issue.
Yeah, so and unless Mr. Burke is under a time crunch.
No, he's working at our
Mhm.
time.
So Mike, there's not any of those rare plants on that spot? You've looked for them?
They grow
They're
in the
close.
sand to the east of that spot.
You would like to
We want
table?
to change my motion to table item 11. Is that sufficient as a statement?
Yes, sir. I have your email, but I only have a picture of the leak.
Oh, okay. I'll
Um,
I'll check. I'll
but
get
I
with
can-
Tracy and find out what we did with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I didn't attach it. I'll go
But
back and check. No,
I'll-
You'll have it.
I'll
today.
review it as
Yeah.
soon as possible.
Okay, very good.
All right, so motion on the floor. Motion on the floor is to table.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Commissioner Cheney,
I'll second, aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Scottison.
Aye, it's tabled. We'll bring it up next meeting. Item number 12.
Move to accept the proposal from CoFile for preservation of records to the amount of $409,411.95. And maybe that should say for the district clerk's records.
It is. Yes, sir. This is the rest of the ARPA
Second
money.
that motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got a motion and a second. Good morning.
But let me, before you start.
Okay.
Let me just ask, has this been approved by the county attorney or looked at? 'Cause I don't want to do it in one and not have done it. So-
No, I appreciate that. This is in response to the RFP that we did a couple of weeks ago. It's my understanding that this was bid out. CoFile was the qualifying
So.
vendor
this was
and
like a submitted contract or something. So we went out to RFQs and that was the best selected.
right. It's my understanding that the place that we're at right now is that we accept their proposal and then our next step would be to enter into that contract and then present that to the commissioners court.
So this is not approving the contract. This is
Correct. Approving the
acceptance of bid.
accepting. Yes, sir.
Okay, and that'll be fine.
So that was my understanding too, is we're just accepting the bid. This is the rest of the ARPA money. I've spent part of it on digitizing records. This is going to digitize and preserve historical records. Not all of them, but it's going to get a chunk of them. So we're very happy to get started on that.
This is grant money.
Yes, sir. ARPA funds. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right. Any other questions?
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Scottison.
Aye, passes 5-0.
Thank
Number
you.
13. Thank you, Pam.
I move to approve the contract. And I'm going to withdraw that. Well, I'll do that because to get it on the table. I move to approve the contract with Workforce Solutions for the Coastal Bend and Aransas County for the placement of summer interns as library aides.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
Now, is this something that I'm trying to get my mind into what it is that we really want to do here. But if it's an agreement, have you looked at it?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I have this idea was presented Texas Workforce both at the department head meeting in June and the librarian. I've reviewed both. This is actually very advantageous to county in that we don't pay and we're not on the hook for workman's comp or insurance. And I'll let, but yes, sir, I have reviewed it.
On the program.
Yes.
It's just for the summer, for kids with disabilities. And since it's just for the summer, we're stable, we're not moving, so until August, we could use somebody.
I'm curious what tasks this person will be assigned.
Depending on the disability, they can help cut for our summer program, help cut, crafts. They can take books that before they go out on the shelf. It just depends on what their disability is, and we could always find something to go around that.
And just for clarification, the legal department has approved this?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And you will be the supervisor and Jessica's the
Yes, ma'am.
alternate supervisor?
Yes, ma'am.
And we've used this program before
Oh, it's been a couple of years back that we've used.
in
it.
the library?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it also with youth who had disabilities?
It was with, it wasn't with disabilities. This was just regular youths looking for job skills for the summer.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Scottson.
Aye, passes 5-0. Item number 14.
I move to authorize the county judge to sign leases for storage units to be used to store county assets during the transition period prior to moving it to the new courthouse.
I'll second that.
Got a motion, got a second. And commissioners, basically this is, we're at trying to look for a home, temporary home before we move into the courthouse. We've got a lot of furniture and things in this current courthouse. So some of the departments are looking to get storage units. And this just give me the authority to sign leases with these storage units.
Do we have an idea how many you're thinking of?
I don't.
Are these like air conditioned or?
They're going to be air
Climate
conditioned. That's what we're
control,
looking for,
whatever.
right? Or yes.
I would think keep things straight, you'll have a separate storage building for each department.
No, I think we're going to try to fit as much as we could.
Okay.
If we
To
need
keep-
to share, we're going to share and try to save. It's going to be hard to save as
Yes,
much money as
that's
we can.
correct.
but-
Our intention is to share. We have separate units, but if there's space left over, we're willing to store, pack in whatever we can.
Most cost-effective way then.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Right, like the auditor's office, they have a lot of files, and so I think you're going to
We
put those
do
in storage.
filing
Yeah.
cabinets that we are going to have to store until we move into the new courthouse. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I was to anticipate a question. I have not reviewed any of these leases. However, it is my understanding that when they come across, we will, but also that a lot of them, depending on the storage and the amount and for the term, most likely will fall possibly even into micro purchases, which are $3,000 or less. It might also, if it's above that, the window is from, I think, 3,000 to 50,000 purchases as small purchases. So it's my understanding, so long as we follow the adopted procurement policy of Aransas County in purchasing these with getting various quotes, if quotes are even available for the spaces that we need, that we can proceed and correctly according to our requirements by law. And as these leases come up, we'll face them kind of one at a time, but it's entirely possible that if it qualifies as a micro purchase, we've got a lot more wiggle room as those come along.
So you're using the term purchase, but we're talking about leases?
Correct. A lease is technically a purchase because money is going out that we're not going to get back.
So a purchase for a temporary limited amount of time.
Correct.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline, Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Garza.
Aye. Item number 15.
I move to approve the Aransas County Indigent Healthcare Report for
Second.
June 2024.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Good morning, Madam
Morning.
Treasurer.
So in the indigent healthcare fiscal year, we're in the 10th month. We spent 376,000 out of the budgeted 1.2 million. So I figure within the the next 2 months to finish out the fiscal year, we'll probably be like right at 50% of what we have budgeted, which is what we've been doing for the last couple of years.
Very good.
Well
Any
done.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Garza.
Aye, passes. Item number 16.
I move to approve authorizing the county judge to sign the county indigent healthcare program optional healthcare services notification for Aransas County Indigent Healthcare to provide information about optional healthcare services that Aransas County chooses to provide for fiscal year September 1, 2024 through August 31, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
And these are the same that we've had in place.
Right, we have all the options picked. The state just requires us to let them know what we are going to include. The only thing that I would change is seeing that we don't spend everything that's budgeted is sometimes we have people asking about wheelchairs or crutches or that kind of things. We don't have those marked now, but if we wanted to consider adding those to the options. I know Patricia Arnold works real hard at getting wheelchairs for people used or whatnot when they need them and crutches and that kind of things. But that is the only thing that's outside the box that we get questions on that we don't have marked now. Right now, we just marked everything that we had before.
I think that's a good idea, but do you think that we should come back with an agenda item that kind of lists the things for the county where the public could see the things that we would,
But this is the list.
but you're talking about adding things to it.
Well, it's on here. It's just not marked. So
It's on
I'm
here
gonna
for
say we'll
several.
leave it as it is for now, but maybe next year I might consider it. Those are the only two things that we get questions on that we have to tell the people, no, we don't have any assistance for that.
You might do that. And just
So-
next year, under durable medical equipment, add those that you notice that there is a demand for that we aren't covering right now.
Okay.
You're
Good
talking about doing
suggestion.
this during our budget time
Pardon?
coming up. You're talking about doing this during our budget time coming up in the next month?
No, this has to go to the
This
state
is
for the
year-
next ensuing year. This is kind of confusing because we have to do numbers with them to the September 1st on because that's their fiscal year. And so it's really confusing because we're on a calendar year. But this is in preparation from September until the end of August of next year.
But when she brings it to us next year to
So
approve
next year when I
for
do this, I will
2025 to
consider.
2026,
Yeah.
she could
Okay.
put in walkers, wheelchairs, and
Good.
if there's something else.
It's
that-
it's not a big issue right now because like I said, Patricia Arnold seems to try to find wheelchairs and stuff and it's usually just a temporary thing that they need them because they had surgery or broken
Right.
leg or whatever, but
Okay.
so we can wait that out till next time. I'll mark it on there and
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
Okay.
you. Thanks.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Garza.
Aye, passes 5-0. Item number 17.
I move to approve updated job description for Justice of the Peace, Chief Court Clerk, Precinct 1, a new job description for Justice of the Peace, Senior Chief Court Clerk, Precinct 1, no new monies.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Good morning, ladies.
Morning. And as I understand, and I appreciate the thought that went into this, Desiree and I visited about this yesterday, I think. But if the senior chief court clerk position is filled, the chief court clerk position will remain unfilled.
Correct. And I put that on the job descriptions that they cannot be filled at the same
Right.
time.
Okay, and this is within your budget, so there's not a
Yes.
budgetary issue.
Yes, so she's eligible for a step increase right now, but she's reached the very end of her group. So we need to change the group regardless. But rather than change it on the current job description, we made a new job description so that the next person that comes in doesn't start at the higher group.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Yes,
That was a very good thought. Thank you.
thank you.
All right.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Gutson.
Aye, thank you. 5-0. Item number 18.
Move to approve the June 2024 auditor's monthly report.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Anybody
Jackie's not here?
She's not here today.
Okay. I just have a question and it might be a typo or perhaps it's correct. But on number 1 of the letter that's attached to that agenda memorandum, under expenditures, it says the general fund are at 46.93% for May. Should that be June?
Yes, ma'am. That should be June.
Okay, okay. So that's good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo.
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Gutson.
Aye, passes 5-0. Item number 19.
Move to approve budget line item transfer.
I'll second it.
Got a motion second?
There are none.
All right.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline, Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Gutson.
Aye, passes 5-0. Item number 20.
Move to approve accounts payable and payroll liability.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second?
Yes, Jackie did ask me to present to you some of the more big ticket items. We do have out of our 430 fund for PGAL for the optic connectivity project is $4,800. The Gerke excavating.
Excuse me, 4,800?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, the Gerke excavating for the Linden project is $54,122.10. We have LCR for several projects in 1781 Holiday Beach, Southwest area. $1,388,864.97. Excuse me. The Brizzo construction is the Southeast project is $1,603,452.66. We also have Grant Connection for the TCEQ Bayshore Drive, $3,720.83. Then out of ARPA funds, we have T. Baker Smith for the jail water tank for $3,150. And then Broadus for the courthouse out of the 435 fund is $28,918.54. And then we also wanted to point out, you got a list of other checks that we had to walk in through court today.
I would also like to thank the treasurer's office for going above and beyond for getting payroll out. And even though you didn't get direct deposit in, when people would like to have it, you got payroll done, and I think you deserve standing applause.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick,
Aye.
Judge Gutson.
Aye, passes 5-0. All right, at this time, we'll hear reports from commissioners, elected officials, and department heads. No action will be taken.
Judge, we've talked about this before, about on the agenda, on our official agenda, whenever we're presented, with it on the cover pages for each thing. If we could have it where it's marked, if it deals with a contract or anything, that it has already been approved by the county attorney or disapproved or whatever action is taken. Now, it's not going to need to be on everything, but on everything that deals with contracts, long-term commitments, or anything of that sort, we do need to have that as a checked item that it has been approved or not has been reviewed, not necessarily approved. by the county attorney's office. I think we made that step several meetings ago, and I think that's a very positive step. And also, I'd like in areas like the grants and that sort of thing in the precincts in which they're in, just for the general public, it would be good to have on the agenda, if it's like in Commissioner Cashline's or Commissioner Russo's or Commissioner Dubnik's or mine, the appropriate precinct in which that project is labeled or is in process. It makes it a lot easier whenever we're out there and they asking, oh, who's it project is that in? Y'all just passed the thing and what precinct was it in? And, we can say, look to the agenda or, if it's new and we're looking at it, it's just additional information that I don't think takes hardly any time at all. But I would like the court to consider that as part of our agenda item that lists, whether it's a department head or whatever, but I think that just is something that needs to be done. A lot of things won't be a particular commissioner, it may be general, and that's fine. But if it deals with the individual precincts, then I'd like to see that noted on the agenda item.
Do you want to bring that as an action item for next Commissioners Court? Commissioner Cheney?
I think we will, if you don't mind. I mean, I'd like some
We'll try to work on that. We don't need an action item. We'll try to work on that. Yep.
Okay, I think it helps everybody, especially the constituents, because they're looking at, well, what are you doing over here? And it's not my precinct, and sometimes there'll be issues, but the the county attorney and the precinct that it's in is information that is necessary for the public. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cal.
All right. Anybody else? I do want to give a little update. First, I want to welcome back Skip and Braun from their travels. It's good to see you in court. And then, so I'm gonna give a little update, and I'm gonna have Mike help me out to fill in the blanks because I'm probably gonna miss some stuff. But I do want to say I pray, but I don't pray for I didn't pray we didn't get hurt by the hurricane. I prayed that we have the strength and the guidance to deal with the hurricane. Kind of like, I don't pray to win the lottery. I just pray that I spend the money wisely when I do win the lottery.
Yeah,
That's right. So I do want to thank some people. We have that steer list, and that list is very important because there's people on this list that have medical needs that don't have the means to evacuate. And I want to thank Patricia Arnold. She is our custodian of that list, which I think this is her last year, so we need another, but she worked very hard on that list. Her, Kristen Barton, even Kat, they worked to the late nights of Saturday night, I believe, confirming people to get on this bus. We eventually had 17 people leave, evacuate, but they did a bang up job making all the phone calls. I want to thank the Tatum team. I want to thank our rep, Todd Hunter, and our Senator Lois Colcourse. They all offered assistance. I had just about a phone call from every Red Cross, just you could imagine. So there's people that want to help. I want to thank the sheriff. He had a huge job of evacuating a jail. And, Judge McGinnis went over there and tried to get some people out, redoing some bonds. And you did a really good job evacuating all the inmates. McGinnis. I want to thank Jen Bostic. She did really well. I saw her all weekend. And of course, thank Mike Gear. And I left out a lot of the details, but if you want to fill in the blanks, please, by all means. And come on up.
So, thank you, Judge. And I wanted to acknowledge also for the city of Rockport, their steer custodian is Stephanie Garcia. She's a lieutenant with the police department. She just picked that job up, the job title of custodian of the steer list for city of Rockport. Otherwise, Patricia had been doing it all along for the whole county. But Rockport recently, the state said the cities need to have their own. And so they did bring in Stephanie, but her learning curve was very short. She got it down pretty quick. Anyway, they were there till how late? About 10 o'clock making phone calls on Sunday. Is that Sunday night? No, Saturday night.
Kat was there also, right? That's like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were on the phones. They were, Colin and his team put the phones at every table and and they were making phone calls from the table to the steer list folks. And I think y'all had something like 245 folks that had agreed to be evacuated or that you made contact with.
In contact with about that, 47 initially
Okay.
that were going to evacuate, and in the morning of only.
Yeah, in the morning of, we only had 17 that actually accepted the bus ride, but it's not, we just had to make the decision that we had to make when with a certain hour mark, and we were in the bullseye for a barrel at the time that we made the decision. So everybody agrees with the decision from the state level and federal level. Nobody's disagreeing with that, but luckily it took a track a little bit north of us, and so. But folks saw that the next morning when they woke up, they saw that it was moving. And so they said, you know what, I'm just going to stay here. And so they denied the ride. And we had 10 coaches show up at the airport. Real, I'm going to be bringing you a Real MOU before long. We need to have an MOU with that organization. They're outstanding. Pam Garza and her whole team, they were there. Even when we were bringing folks back at 11 o'clock at night, or 9:45 to 11 o'clock at night is how long the repatriation process took, but they had their people there. They were loading buses, and they finished the night somewhere near midnight getting folks home. Not ideal, but we didn't want to miss the assets, and so Chief Pena with Tatum ordered the evacuees in Laredo to go ahead and return to Rockport at night because he didn't want us to lose the assets to Houston. And which would have happened, and our evacuees might have stayed there even longer. So we just chose to go ahead and bring them back. So again, not ideal, but the airport, I think, is going to be the logical place to do that going forward. I think the judge agrees that, I have a vision that I'll be sharing more with you as we go forward, and I've shared a little bit with you before. But that needs to be our staging ground for getting folks out of town. And I will work more toward integrating a CERT team or the Coastal Bend Citizen Corps that we're also trying to create with a larger CERT team. But the CERT team is the Community Emergency Response Training folks. Ms. McCorkle, she had the training. She's not going to be on the team, but she had the training. So, I mean, anybody can do it. It's not that hard to get through. It just takes a commitment. And then we'll take that CERT team and we'll teach them how to triage our evacuees. And by triage, I don't mean medically. I mean just, getting everybody's information, getting them scanned, getting the bracelets scanned, getting their pets kennels scanned, getting them on a bus and getting them out of town to a Red Cross staff facility. And then when they return, reversing that process and getting them home. So we can do this ourselves. It's nice that we have a partner in Tatum to provide us what we need. But, again, if a storm hits hurricane hits Houston, we're probably not going to have all these assets available to us. So Beryl was staring us right in the face at a certain point. We made the call, they answered the bell, but ultimately, if something comes straight into anywhere else in the state, we're probably not going to get those assets. So,
And Mike, in retrospect, every time you have a case like this, it's a good thing to wait 6 weeks or a couple of months and sit down and say, okay, where were the holes? What can we do to plug
that's
the
called an after action. You're right. And so I don't want to wait till the end of the hurricane season to do it.
No.
At the end of the hurricane season, I want to have a barbecue and bring everybody up. I'm not kidding. I'll cook the brisket, but I want to bring everybody up and say thank you for everything they did because it's going to be busy. We're going to have more. But no, this is that after action review. We're going to start that tentatively, just, speaking now from the hip, the 24th is when I'm going to shoot for that about 10 a.m. at the Rockport Service Center. I'll send out that message today, that email. But we've already done an after action review for the evacuation portion. So a subset of the bigger event is the evacuation. And I had all the folks that were involved in the evacuation on there. Everybody had a chance to speak. We listened to it. We're going to take that after action review. We're going to read it in the Beryl after action review, and then we're going to implement an improvement plan. So we're going to take those lessons learned and we're going to show how we're going to do it better next time.
I didn't hear, because I was out and about in my precinct, and I didn't hear a single person complain about how, number one, that y'all called for the evacuation, and number two, that we had done anything wrong or left them out or anything. I was real pleased with it. I really was. I was pleased that we didn't have the hurricane.
Yeah.
But had we had the hurricane, it appeared to me we were very well prepared.
So the EOC operations, I think they went very smoothly. It was very well attended. Every stakeholder was represented at some point in there. Everybody heard the briefings. Everybody listened and had input in how the messaging was going to go out to the public. It was not one-man show, you know, it was an all skate and everybody did fine. But the evacuation and the repatriation, and I'll split those down a little bit further for you. The evacuation went very smoothly, I thought. I have some timing issues to work out. For example, I don't need to have the TDM, what they call an ETN team, which is an evacuation triage or evacuation triage network or whatever it is. I don't want those folks setting up their technical gear while we're bringing people into a hangar, for example, and setting them down and waiting. So we're going to do that. We're going to stage that differently next time. We'll have a rally time for the citizens to show up, but TDM or we will have the ETN network set up hours before that.
Good.
So that's number one. That was most glaring. But really, to me, that was the only thing wrong with us getting folks out. The getting folks back was a problem because we probably should have had a run through when the sun was up. Because doing it at night changed things. The judge was driving a golf cart and didn't have headlights on it. I gave him a strong flashlight and he was able to still kind of see where he was going. But you know, we little things like that you don't think of when the sun is up. But we probably should have had a run through, and we will going forward. But like I said, when we have our team in place, our CERT team or our Coastal Bend Citizen Corps, that'll be one phone call. They'll know exactly what X they need to stand on with a wand in their hand and a vest on, and they'll direct buses and folks to park. And it'll be a easy thing to go. But I give the evacuation a 9 out of 10. I give the return about an 8 out of 10. We could do better. So, yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for your question. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep, appreciate it.
Judge,
Yes,
if
sir.
I may,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to thank the sheriff's department and other law enforcement agencies in the county, because I know y'all were on heightened alert in the area, protecting the area. But I also especially want to recognize our volunteer fire departments from Lamar, Fulton, and Rockport. They were actually doing 24-hour patrols of the area. And these are all volunteer people. And the funds they use, everything is coming out for, there's little support from the county, but this is basically people are doing it free, giving their time and their dedication to keeping the county safe. So I want to thank all three of those
Absolutely.
fire departments.
Sure.
Like I say, with the acknowledgements, I didn't want to forget and pass on the fact the school district played a big part in our evacuation. Now with the new superintendent, there has been a request, and I've started the discussion with the county attorney's office for an MOU for the use of the buses. We did that during Harvey. We did it again this time. And I want to clarify that I was comfortable, I think, with the wind and the rain forecast. What drove the decision to remove them was downscaling of emergency medical services that were when we closed the ERs in the area, it didn't give me a fallback in the event that I had an inmate that had a medical issue, and I didn't want to leave the county open to that liability. So they were gone for 2.5 days, and we returned them as soon as the ERs reopened. But school district was huge in providing the buses, and we'll get that MOU in place going forward and bring that to y'all when it's prepared.
Thanks, Sheriff.
I have
Commissioners?
something.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a meeting of Real Transit with the stakeholders, and I'm not sure if some of the county officials went. I was at the conference in South Padre Island, couldn't attend. But there were many of us who met with them during 2023. They're talking about expanding their services, and they are going to roll out micro transit in Rockport and Alice on September 3rd. They're also extending their hours of operation from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. And they'll be taking trips to Victoria 2 times a month in case people need to go up there for medical, personal, whatever. So Real Transit is becoming a very good partner, becoming a better partner. They've been a good partner here in Aransas County. And I've shared this information with the city of Aransas Pass because they were unaware of the opportunities that are available to our citizens. So that was one thing. And then several of us who went to the South Padre Island conference heard the speaker, Ricardo Garcia, who is chief of police in Fremont, Texas. Before that, he was with the military. He was also with the sheriff's office, and he did a session on critical incident response. It was a very graphic, very moving, very powerful presentation. And I visited with the judge and with a couple of the EOC coordinator. I've talked to some people in the community, and what really brought it home was Richard Dominguez had a visitor a few weeks ago, and Mike from the paper took a photo of him and it was on the front page of the Pilot. This gentleman was from Uvalde and he was one of the school teachers. Every single one of his children in his classroom were killed. He was shot several times and has undergone something like 17 or 20 surgeries since that. And he is not ever going back to teaching. We need to be cognizant of this and we need to be prepared. And so we're going to be working to bring this gentleman in. The city of Fremont pays him to come to different communities to give this critical incident response training. And he's gone all over the state and I think in other states too. But I just want to put that out there where we would have the county, the city, the school district, I think the ministerial alliance, because if we've seen, it can happen in churches too, and just get the word out to the public. We need to be thinking about it and we need to be prepared before it happens. Thank you.
And it was Ron Dominguez who hosted the
Oh, I
gentleman.
said
Yeah,
that.
Richard, yeah.
Sorry.
It was Ron.
Ron, his son.
Anybody else? All right. At this time, we'll hear about reports about items of community interest. No action will be taken. Yeah. Desiree, you're good? All right. Do we need to go into closed session? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Commissioner Cheney.
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner,
Do we have
We
a
have to
second?
read that, don't we?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have it in front of me, so somebody else make it.
I move to approve to convene into a closed session to consult with counsel and receive legal advice about insurance matters related to Aransas County's projects and insurance claims from Hurricane Harvey, including the following pending litigation. 1, Aransas County, Texas versus Endurance American Specialty Insurance Company et al. Aransas County District Court cause number 23-0021. 2, North Star Recovery Service, Inc. versus Aransas County Independent School District and Aransas County. Aransas County District Court cause number 23-0066, consolidated with North Star Recovery Services, Inc. versus HR&R LLC et al. Aransas County District Court cause number 20-0159. And 3, Western Steel versus T2J Partners LLC, DIE/A FPS Recovery LLC, in Aransas County, Texas. Cause number 24-0072 in the 36th District Court of Aransas County, Texas, pursuant to section 551-071 of the Texas Open Meetings Act, which authorizes closed sessions for a governmental body to consult with its attorneys regarding advice on legal matters pertaining to pending or contemplated litigation or a settlement offer, or on a matter in which the duty of the attorney to the governmental body under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with the Open Meetings Act.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second.
Commissioner Cheney.
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo.
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick.
Aye.
Judge Gaza.
Aye, passes 5-0. We'll take a 5-minute break.
kind of a wonder that I'm over to Rican. Second.
Commissioner Cheney, Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo.
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick.
Aye.
Judge Gladstone.
Hi, we are back in open session. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Commissioner Cheney.
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo.
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick.
Aye.
Judge Gladstone.
Hi, thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Adela.
Rich, feel, in here.